What? Where's that word come from?
Okay, so nonce. Nonce, basically, back in the day in English prisons, when a paedophile was in the prison, the officers would write NONCE on the door of their cell. Because it stands for not on normal courtyard exercise, which means like don't let them out with the other inmates because they'll get like beaten up. They're nonces. That's where nonce came from.
That's amazing. I love shit like that. That is so good.
I love shit like that as well. I'd love to put that on my Hinge profile. Like, fun fact, nonce stands for not on normal courtyard exercise. But then Tyler just said this other fact, and then we all start with the podcast that I am obsessed with. So do you know why cornflakes were invented?
No.
Okay, so Kellogg's, like the guy who started Kellogg's was a doctor called Dr. Kellogg's, right? And he believed, I'll just wait till that's, sorry. No. What's wrong? Oh, guys, come on.
What's
You're so
going on?
annoying. She wants to eat her fucking breakfast.
You what? Wow, I'm telling about my life, and you're just.
Alan is crying about coming out
This
right
is
now.
like therapy for me,
and you want a
you're
fucking
eating a fucking
spoon.
mull and rice. Wow, that's rude. You better be a quiet chewer.
Yeah.
Mind you, I did my podcast, and the bloody dog started chewing through her. What's it? Chew like a pig ear.
Oh yeah.
And then she started snoring. It felt like God. I was like, nodding off during an anecdote. But tell me about Kellogg's.
So basically, Kellogg's, the doctor was like really anti women masturbating, right?
No.
So he was like the lead guy in there was like a big anti-masturbation movement back in the day, and they believed, they were all doctors, and they thought that if women masturbated they'd get cancer. So he thought you'd get like uterine cancer and and depression and hysteria. So he also thought sugar made women more horny, and all of his other cereals were sugary. So he made a cereal that was really bland for women to eat because it would make them not horny,
God,
and then not masturbate, and that's why he made cornflakes.
So if you saw a woman back in the day popping sugar on, you're like, you slut. Someone's going to be fingering later.
It was the Viagra of that time. Yeah.
Go on, 2 lumps. Sprinkle.
That's the thing, Dr. Kellogg's, he didn't think that women would just add sugar themselves.
Of course.
Yeah.
Why should people frig? Especially at breakfast time. That's when I'm horny at breakfast.
Honestly, just humping away.
Oh my God. And also, I'm going to give you one fun fact. It's not as exciting as women masturbating, but do you know imperial leather? It was meant to be imperial lava, but they spelt it wrong. Someone put an E in it, because why would it be imperial leather?
Oh my God, really?
Hello?
Someone put an E in by accident.
Yes. Oh my God.
That's a really good fact.
Yeah.
What was the other one you said before the P's say it?
Yeah, I mean, because back in the printing days, when the printing press was invented in, I think, 1600s, you'd print the newspaper upside down, wheel back to front. So mind your P's and Q's, because your P would look like a Q and your Q would look like a P.
Wow, that's a good fact.
Am I the most highbrow guest
You
you've ever
are.
had
This
on
is
here?
really
I'm like
intellectual.
Stephen Fry.
Have you done QI?
Yeah, but I mean, I felt so out my depth. I didn't understand the questions, and I was just, yeah. I mean, I love being on it, but I struggled. I just didn't understand.
Yeah, I would not do well on QI. And then
It's like that Connect. What's that one? Connect. Only Connect.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, I struggle with fucking Tipping Point.
Yeah, I would be.
I'm like, so where's the coins got to go? So the coins go down? That's what I'm like. And do you want to know a secret? I don't understand the chase.
Oh, I don't understand the chase.
I don't understand.
I don't understand it.
And do you remember that rumour? People said the governess was my mum. People believe that. They did. They did. I'd be doing press. I'd go, so what's it like having a celebrity mum? And I went,
oh my God.
My mum's a housewife. And yeah, the governess. I said, no, she's not. People just take the piss out of me. They stick me in the fucking, you know what I mean? I'm just like, I think these journalists just sit there and go, how can we fuck up Alan's life? How can we ruin Alan's life today? And I've met the governess. She's lovely, but I mean,
She's not your mum.
She's not my mum.
No.
You ain't my mother. I should have said that to her. Yes, I am.
So this is like the coolest thing ever, having you at my house for one, be on the podcast.
And sorry I was late because there was an Ocado van delivery. I thought, oh, she's doing well. Ocado.
That wasn't to my flat. I think it was to someone else.
It was down the road, yeah. But
I wish I was organised enough to do an
I stepped
Ocado.
over the body and the burnt mattress and came into your flat.
Yes, exactly. In the other room, they're all doing lines. Yeah, I'm on a rollover. No, because you're really iconic, and I know you will have like so many crazy stories. Because obviously, this is loosely a podcast about parties. Was there ever a time when you were doing Chatting Man that you got really fucked up?
Really fucked up. We had someone came on with there was a big, I can't remember the big name. Someone came on and they had to go early. So we'd often film it out of sequence. And he was bringing on his new tequila. And I was so twatted. This is like part one on tequila. And I just got like that. And then and then the final guest was Ramesh Ranganathan. And you know, he's got his eyes, isn't he?
He's got a lazy eye.
Lazy eye. Well, I just started trolling his eye. And I still can't watch the episode back. And apparently it was his first like big interview. And I was like, what's going on with your eye? One's on dim, one's on dazzle. One eye looking for you, one eye looking at you. You've got a face like a bucket of whelks. And I mean, listen, I just felt so bad, but he's such a lovely bloke.
Yeah.
I mean, he's talked about it now.
That's so
Because when he
funny.
came on again, he went, oh, you're going to take the fucking piss out of me?
Yeah, you're like, no, I've been in sobriety every
Oh,
ever
bro,
since
and I mean,
that
as
day.
someone who was bullied at school, Alan, that's low. But you know, when you have tequila, everything goes out. And I think maybe with tequila, I either go either way. And I think I must have got a bit morose and gone, look at you on my chat show as a guest.
Who do you think you are?
Who do you think you are? Coming on here on my chat show, being invited by me. How dare you? And then, I just, my toes are curled over just cringing about it. But
Did it all go in the edit?
Oh, yeah, they loved it, didn't they? And then at the end, because we sold Chatty Man abroad, I was so pissed I couldn't even do the end. As so many American fans, it was.
What was in the tequila?
Well, it's just really strong tequila, but with tequila, it just hits you. You know,
Yeah.
I can have a couple of shots, and then you have like the third or the fourth one. And then boom, then it goes down. Do you remember Etch Sketches where you just turn the knob and everything will disappear?
Yes.
Yeah, down. The shutters come down. You're like a newsagent or like, a corner shop.
Yeah. And then
I can't
cameras
see.
everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
So that's the most fucked you got. you'd
yeah,
say.
and then I mean, it used to be. I didn't realize how big the drink scene would come, and then we had like the black eyed peas on, and I'd give them all these shitty drinks. I mean, they were the worst kind of drinks ever. And I remember Michael Jackson had died, and Will.i.am just held up a glass of Lambrini and said, "MJ, this is for you." And I was like, "Oh no, not Lambrini." I was like, what a legacy to leave. The king of pop here. Have some piss.
Do you think
have a glass of piss?
It's so funny though, because it's like imagining Americans drinking Lambrini. I mean, Lambrini is actually really nice, first of all, but also they just don't understand the context of what Lambrini is.
But can I just say, bigging myself up here, I got Rihanna to drink Lambrini.
Yes, you
and
did.
She went, oh my God, I love this. And I'm like, how much would she have been paid?
You couldn't even quantify her sipping Lambrini and then going, this is amazing.
I know, and I'm thinking, where's my money? Where's my money? When she had a song like that, where's my money, bitch? Bitch better bring me, bitch better
have my Lambrini money.
Lambrini money, commission in brackets. So, I mean, when you think about it, but but sometimes I was so pissed. By the end of it, I mean, I either wanted a kebab or a fight. You know what I mean? But it was funny,
Yeah.
But then I was speaking to someone now. This is how quick times changed, we all know about addiction now and people in recovery. And like, it's all right to say no if you don't want to have a drink. But I remember going, go on, have a drink. And some of those Americans, they don't, do they? They don't party like us.
No.
So they were like, oh, I'm okay. Go on, have a drink. One won't hurt. And I'm like, Alan.
And then like, he's just relapsed. Bradley Cooper's just relapsed.
I know, but I didn't know, and I was like, go on, Bradley, have a drink.
But I think we're missing that from now. This is the thing. I do think that, like, that's why Chatty Man to me is like this. It was so fun, chaotic. You were so like hilarious, but also rude, and like it was, and so endearing to like everyone that you're interviewing. And people were drinking. When you watch stuff now, no one's even like Love Island. It's like they're allowed one drink.
I know.
I want to see people kind of getting fucked and opening up and saying stuff like that. So we are missing that now.
Yeah, you used to get, and I think it'd be interesting. Like Kylie Minogue, she loves a whiskey, and it was always interesting to hear what people want. And then I'd end up having whiskeys afterwards. I mean, Tom Jones, oh my God. I mean, we carried on drinking with him after. And I mean, literally, the cleaner was hoovering around us and he was there and had the most amazing
What
story.
did he drink?
Well, he drank a pint of gin and tonic.
Oh my God, I love that.
I know. I met my match.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, Alan, I'll have another one. Like this. Oh, yes, Tom. And he's telling all these stories about Elvis, fabulous stories. Really lovely down
That's
to
so cool.
But genuinely 2 a.m. like that. But then we had this really weird thing where I don't know if it was Jonathan Ross or Graham Norton, but they were filming the same day. We filmed early because we had a big guest who had to go away. Sometimes we obviously bent over backwards for these amazing guests. So we were there and we'd carried on drinking after. Well, Harrison Ford is going on to, I think, either Jonathan Ross or Graham Norton. Well, we're steaming, the Chatty Man people. Da 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 da. Like, and he came in and went, wow, I've got some catching up to. Da, 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 da. And his eyes look wide. And do you remember the only time I've seen him look that scared? Do you remember in Raiders of the Lost Ark where that massive fucking boulder chased him? That's what he says, something like that. Like that.
Did you ever like then after a show go out with any of your guests? Like, would you ever take them to, like...
we just sort of stayed in there. We had we called it Ibiza Terrace. It's all been knocked down now, but I mean, we'd just sit there. There was this lovely little banquette, and I'm being a bit tight here, but the production company paid for the drinks. Why are we going to go to a bar?
Absolute heaven. Yeah, it's absolute heaven. The afters in Ibiza Terrace.
Yeah. I mean, we had Lady Gaga stayed sometimes, and Kylie, and then Lady Gaga was wearing this outfit, and she couldn't get out of it. She used to wear those, and then end up pissing in a bin because she couldn't get out of it. I mean, if you're going to come dressed as a giant lobster, at least get a zip. At least get a zip put in.
Yeah. Have a shiwi tied into it.
Yeah. So, or guttering put in. I don't know. But it was really fun party times.
I bet. And do you like a party now? Because you had a New Year's Eve party, didn't you?
Yeah. I had a New Year's Eve party.
How did that go?
It was great, but it's not really for me throwing parties now because I just worry too much. I'm a self-sabotager. I will go around going, are you having a good time? No, are you having? Oh, you don't want to be here, do you? Yeah, I'm one of those. And people are like, I'm having a good time. Just piss off. Like, oh, you hate it here. I'm such a needy... Just let people get on with the party. But I just want everyone to have a good time. You hate it here. I bet you had other things to do. You don't want to be...
I can't imagine you being like that.
That's what I'm like.
I can't imagine it, though.
I went up for the New Year's Eve party. I was going, oh, you'll probably just want to pop in for 30 seconds and piss off. And they're like, well, no, we want to stay until midnight because it's New Year's Eve. Well, if you do go home early, you go. And they're like, don't
say goodbye.
Just go. Turn around, walk out my life. But I am a self-saboteur like that. And people just say, Alan, relax. And then of course I got pissed and I couldn't give a fuck who was there. And I think I realise now that's probably why I do like a few rosés. Just chill out, Alan. People will want to come. And people can entertain themselves.
Nobody, 100%. I also think like people would just be so happy that they're at a fun party.
Yeah. And we got people absolutely loved it. But then the person I was with got the jitters and got a caricaturist in. And the jazz
I remember
band.
you saying that to me.
And I'm like, do we need?
So what did the caricature? Because I saw you in December, and you were like, "Oh, we've got a caricaturist coming." I was like, "That's epic." Did they end up coming? And people
They were their biggest hit.
100%. I'd love to get a caricature.
The queue for caricaturists, and I was like, I think this is gonna be a turkey, because I just imagine everyone off their tits doing the Running Man, and then just a man like a Leicester Square sitting there with a packet of crayons and a pad, as well, like dancing
and nobody
around.
wants him.
Doing the conga around him, and him just looking really sad. But honestly, he was hot. Everyone loved it, and we're like, oh my god! And everyone got a little
a great touch, a great party.
Yeah.
So well done.
Thank
you. Don't like hosting in general.
I don't like hosting.
No.
I get worried.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that's, but then it's interesting.
The best parties are the ones that start out tame and then get wild. That's the ones that happen to me. Come round, I'm having one glass of wine, those parties, and then woohoo, put the music on.
Yeah,
boom, boom, boom.
I like that. Like when you go and meet someone for lunch and then suddenly it's like 2 o'clock the next day.
I love a boozy lunch that gets into a boozy dinner, boozy supper, boozy breakfast.
Exactly. I once took Eddie out for a walk. We literally end up at the Maudsley. What's it called?
The Priory.
The Priory. I once took Eddie out for breakfast. Me and Eddie went out for a dog walk. I hadn't even showered, and my friend texted me like, brunch, and I was like, yeah. And then me and Eddie didn't get home till the next day at midday.
Yeah,
poor dog.
I've been on some bottomless brunches and I found the bottom. Okay, yeah. This is rock bottom brunches. That's what we should do. Because it's just the way they do them now, isn't it? It's like they make out bottomless. They say, come on, bottomless brunch.
No,
it's like those little tins you get, at M&S before a train journey. They look so pretty and
they're
small.
so strong.
And next thing you know, you're at like Land's End or John O'Groats, covered in sick, being woken up.
Being kicked off. The Paloma M&S one, I once blacked out on a train to Cornwall because I bought like 5 or 6, me and my friend, and we just back them, and then suddenly I completely blacked out.
But they are dangerous.
They are dangerous.
Because you think, and they're so pretty, aren't they? Got cute little lettering and the lovely font. These can't hurt me. Yeah.
So what's your ideal kind of you have a podcast about holidays. You've also just made this show with Amanda where you got to travel a lot. And when you go away, do you like a sort of wine,
Yeah, me and Amanda are basically the same people.
Okay, tell us the vibe.
Well, she will be like, Alan, we start in the morning, we're being good today. No drinking. And then she'll be like, she'll have a rosé with lunch. And then we have a rosé, and then she loves the Aperol Spritz. And then we had a fennel spritz.
Wow.
Have you heard of that?
No, but it sounds like one of your 5 a day.
I know, it does sound healthy. I was like, fennel, it was bloody delicious. Fresh fennel spritz, that's the new thing. Because isn't it funny, we drinks Palomas just came out of nowhere. Yeah. I've never had a Paloma until last year, and that was the drink of the summer.
Well, I love a Paloma because it feels like you're having a smooth, like a juice, because you're drinking grapefruit. Yes,
and your liver's like, juice.
Help. Your liver doesn't know whether or not to absorb it or digest it.
Because I know someone who has a Barocca.
Oh, yeah, I've had that before.
When you put Barocca in some vodka.
I've had that before. My friend Izzy loves a Barocca. Yeah. She does a vodka lime soda with a Barocca in it.
Well, it's just preempts, doesn't it?
It does. It's 2 things at once. It's genius.
Yeah, your liver's
would you, was this series in Spain?
In
was
Spain.
That where you were?
So it's the 3rd series. We did Sicily. That was amazing. Tuscany was gorgeous. And then it got recommissioned, and we said, we're sort of like drunk Italy dry. Let's go somewhere else. And then we went
really quickly on Italy. What was it? Were people, because when I was in Sicily last year, I kept getting told that I talk too loudly. Will you also tell me that I talk too loudly?
Yeah.
Will you get, when you go...
Was you in Sicily and you talked were people hearing you actually in Italy? People in Italy were saying, shut up!
When I went on Alan's podcast, he was like, so you did the Hammersmith Apollo and you didn't need a microphone, I presume. But when you're like in European countries, like, do you feel like, because I feel like English people always get kind of these looks of like, shut up.
Yeah. But also we had the other thing where, of course, me and Amanda aren't famous in Sicily. We're in this tiny little town and people just thought we were husband and wife and thinking, poor woman, her husband's clearly a bender and someone needs to tell her. Because we'd spend a lot of time, you know, in restaurants just laughing and then like, that poor deluded woman. Because the whole show is, you know, because it's the Euro scheme, you know, no one wants to work the fields anymore, drive a bloody tractor. So all these gorgeous houses you can buy for €1. Can you believe that?
What?
So, yeah, so we bought it for €1 and we did it all up, renovation.
It's the fucking dreamiest job
I know.
ever.
I'm so lucky. It's so amazing. And then we when we sell them, all the money goes to children in need or comic relief.
Love that.
So that's great. But we're in the most gorgeous place in Sicily. It's so lovely. Oh. So I spent a load of time there and then it got recommissioned. Then we did Tuscany, which is bloody gorgeous. It was right near Lucca. And then we wanted to try something new. So we went to Spain, Andalusia. And I think the Spanish men are fitter than Italians.
That's so interesting.
That.
I'm just like French men all the way. But
I don't know about French.
I love French men, but this is a huge bone of contention. Like I argue with people about this all the time. But I think like European men hot. Like I just think there's something, especially in parts of like when you're not in the big cities, when they're just like wearing like a wife beater and they've got like a bit of dirt from their like physical job that
but it's hard for me as a gay man because a lot of Italian Spanish dress like gay men.
Yes, yeah.
They will wear a
skinny jeans, like white skinny jeans, pink top.
Yeah, you know, manicured within an inch of their you know, a bit of lippy, and you're like, whoa, hello, and then they're like married with 12 kids, and you're like, oh, my gay.
And you're like that poor woman. She has no idea.
I know. Yeah. It works both ways.
So did you get good at Spanish or Italian?
No, crap. The only thing I learned in Italy, and it's not because I was doing it, but someone told me, sexual anal. Anal sex, I know. And penne, which is penis, which I know people listen to.
Penne is penis, so that's pasta.
Yeah, I know, but no, there's penne is like penis and penne pasta. I mean,
but is it both with a P?
Yeah, it's spelled the same, but if you put the penne, you put the emphasis on something. So
wow, that's a good fact.
I mean, Ocado could be bringing some pasta or some cock.
What type of penne have we got coming through the door today?
I ordered the extra large penne.
That's me the next time at an Italian restaurant. That is not the penne that I asked for.
You see, you were talking earlier about words. You're in you're in Bella Pasta ordering penne
exactly.
when they're looking at you like
Express.
slag. Extra large.
An extra large penne pasta.
Please, I'm a size queen.
That's really such a good fact.
I know it is.
Penne.
I'm full of good facts.
Yeah,
but
you
know
are.
what? Because you know you like a drink. This is not as exciting fact, but I was fascinated by when they used to transport all the wine all over Italy. They'd put them in some cups to protect it from smashing. Those cups were called fiasco and if the cart smashed and all the wine went everywhere, it was a fiasco.
Oh my God.
So we've taken that. So yeah, the fiasco is the thing they put the wine in to protect it on its journey.
Wow.
This is like QI.
It is. I love it.
QI. I felt I needed to put that rather than anal sex and large cocks. I wanted
also, but my favourite thing was I said, do you speak Italian? You said, well, I know that it's sexual anal. It's like, that's literally anal sex backwards.
I just thought you were fluent in...
in anal, yes.
Fluent in anal. I did a course.
It's my second language.
You did a course, sandwich
I did
course.
A course, yeah. I'm bilingual in anal. Bilingual, vaginal and anal. Where were you in Spain, sorry, in this new series?
Andalusia.
Oh, what's that?
That's sort of near Malaga. So we went there. So it's a really good show when you see it because we go... There's a bit of history, a bit of culture, but then we went to Malaga and we did karaoke.
Oh my God, love.
And we went around all the markets and bought all the tat and stuff. But the thing is, I used to go to Spain with my family and just sit in like you know, in a pub watching Only Fools and Horses, having like, you know, a Diet Coke and a packet of crisps, you realise there is so much in that area that my family didn't even tell me about. Waterfalls, there's a desert, there's beaches, there's whale watching. Whale watching? My mum didn't tell me this. So what's there to do in Spain? Just shut up. Have your Fanta and your Orangina. And I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's just amazing. But
it's really beautiful, that part of Spain. It's just so fucking hot. I was once there and it was like 42 degrees. I was like, I'm just far too Scottish for this. I had to leave.
Yeah. It was, there's so much to, oh my God, I sound like I'm being paid by the Spanish tourist board, but there was so much to it and it was great. And the people were really friendly.
Yeah. And then again, I do think like when you're in Spain, I feel like Spain is more welcoming for like loud Brits than France and Italy are.
Yeah.
Because I think obviously Spain has a huge part of it that is just loud British people. So they're quite used to like us going and being really drunk. Yeah,
because I saw that there's that clip in the metro and English woman hated the Spanish hotel because there was too many Spanish people in it. You see, that gives us a bad name.
It does.
That's bang out of order. Come
That's
on.
Crazy.
How can you say that?
That is crazy.
I know.
I mean, we are like, the thing is I like find... like when I go to a European country and I'm near other English people, I am like fascinated by imagining like what people from the place that I'm in are like perceiving us to be like, because we get fucked. Like that's when we're talking about drinking, and that's the thing when you're saying when people from America come on Chatty Man, they don't do that. Like they.
Well, I was, you know, when I'd get past that and I'd offer them a drink, they'd say, "Oh no, I don't drink anymore," and they were like, I said, "Oh my God, do you mind me asking?" You know, I had 3 drinks and then I couldn't remember where I was and I forgot to start ringing. I'm like, if I don't wake up in the dog box, I haven't had a good night. Do you know what I mean? The dog box is my second home. You know what I mean? I'm like, I get in the dog box, I'm like, phew, made it. I'm going to have a good night's sleep. You know, he said I had 3 drinks and I felt weird. I'm like, well, that's the fun.
No, I know, but I can't imagine it being like I had 3 drinks, then I had to spend a life without alcohol ever again. We have it's the part of our culture that I do love, is the alcohol. Like I would have 2 drinks and then drive a plane.
Okay. Imagine I'm sitting on a plane and I hear, hello, your pilot today is great. What? Oh my God. That emergency door would be flung open. So, yeah, it is fun like that. But then, you know, when with red wine, if I have more than 2 glasses, headache the next
dog box
day.
Dog
box. I have a turn down service on the dog box. I know I'll be in there. But sometimes you can keep going. But then Claire Danes did an interview once and she was saying she just doesn't understand, you know, pub crawl. She said, you know, you go, okay, so 1 p.m. you sit in that pub and you just drink that all day until 11 p.m. She just couldn't understand it. Why? But I mean, that's fun.
I think that's the best. My favourite, I mean,
but
listen.
then they don't, this is what I love about the UK. We have some seriously old fucking pubs and they've got so much atmosphere and so lovely and they just draw you in.
Yeah.
Especially in the
especially in the winter. In the winter, you get sucked in and they're warm and it's cozy and like, I really romanticize people in pubs and I just sort of like look all the men in the eyes, like sort of like across the bar. And I feel like that's the part of like our drinking culture that it's like to them it's maybe a bit of a novelty.
Yeah.
But because when you talk to American people, they're like, yeah, I love a pub. I'm like, I feel like you haven't been to like a real pub.
No. And the ones in Ireland as well are just, God,
unbelievable.
I love it. But then you go to America and then you're like, and I was like, I remember I was so hungover. I was like, I just need a drink. So we went to this bar and I was like, my God, why is there all this sport on all the telly? And it's a sports bar. So I couldn't really complain. But I was like, it made me not want to drink.
I was once in LA and it was like 2:00 and I was like, I'd really love a glass of wine. So me and my friend went to loads of different restaurants and bars and they were like, oh, sorry, we don't serve alcohol till 5 p.m. But they were all open for service. And I was like, what? Where the hell am I? It was the second time I'd been to LA. I was like, you can't, nowhere could serve me a glass of wine before 5.
Oh, well, you know where I went? I don't even know the name of it, but I was hungover, believe it or not. And it was at the main drag, and there is a country and western place, and there's a plastic cacti outside.
Is this in LA?
LA, and near the pink, what's the one that's like a vagina? Pink fanny? What's it called?
Alan.
Pink. No, what's
That's only in private you can say that.
No, what's the play taco? The pink taco.
Oh, the pink taco. Yeah. I know, on Sunset Boulevard.
That was it. I'm
yes.
sitting in there hungover and I say, I'll have a beer, please. I'm sitting there like that. And everyone's dressed as a cowgirl or a cowboy. And the next is giant. And guess what happens? Those fucking Hollywood tour goes past because no one knows who I am in LA. But of course, a load of English people do.
Oh my God.
I'm sitting there with this pint ahead as well. Oh my God. It's Alan Carr. It's Alan Carr. So they're all taking pictures of me. I mean, I looked a fucking state. I'm next to this plastic cactus in the wind, having a pint. No one knows who I am in LA or America.
In America, really?
No one knows. I can walk around. No,
Yeah.
I'm not Princess Diana or like fucking and like that. But I mean, over here, but over there, no one really knows.
I remember when we met and you said that you'd gone to the Devil Wears Prada musical and you were just getting like absolutely mobbed at the Devil Wears Prada musical.
Well, it's my audience.
It's your audience.
Yeah,
it's like rosé drinking.
Rosé drinking, fun ladies.
Yeah, exactly.
Pitching me bum, trying to get off it. Because women see me as Kilimanjaro. They want to conquer
100%.
me. They see me as not a man. They see me as something that needs fixing.
No, I think they see you as like their ideal drinking partner.
And
that's what they see you as.
And I don't know if you get that, but I mean, when you get to my age, Grace, I know you won't believe me, but there will be times when, maybe for an hour, you don't want to have an alcoholic drink.
Yeah. Between 7 and 9 a.m.
No, but then you become the friend that everyone knows you're going to have a good time. And there's sometimes you have to go, whoa.
And do you have to then just like hibernate away from it?
Yeah, you have to make a lot of lies.
Do you find it hard to like be social and not be like Alan Carr, everybody
because I'm
wants you
so
to be?
busy at the minute and I realise, I just can't have that hangover now. And I know this is a cliche and everyone's rolling their eyes at home, but when you get older, I'm like late 40s, those hangovers, they last forever. You can't fucking shake it off.
No, I know. I mean, it's getting
I used
so
to be
much
on the
worse.
telly. I'd go like, woo, turn up, woo, 1 hour sleep, woo, party. Still tequila going through your veins. You could be like that. Hello, everyone. I'll be on Lorraine. Morning. Now I'm like, turn the camera off, please. I feel like shit. But as you get older, you got to pick your battles. But I'm known as, Alan, come on out. This time I'm like, oh, I've got such a busy day. And I've got to be professional.
I think it's like say when you were working with Amanda like in Spain, surely there you can like justify a hangover when you're on the job, but it's in the sun and what you have. But there's
something about being abroad, you don't seem to get the hangovers.
You don't get hangovers abroad. Why is that?
I don't know, but you're sitting there and then, in Spain, they bring you the tapas things you fill up on patatas bravas.
Yeah, I think the other thing for me is
in
like
England, you get jack shit.
Yeah, because if I drink on an empty stomach, I'm fucked the next day. That's when I really, really like want to kill myself and I can't do anything. If I eat loads, but I also think there's something about the heat and something about maybe the alcohol that I drink when I'm on holiday. It just doesn't really get to me in the same way. Also, it's because I'm happy.
I know, and you're on holiday.
You're on holiday. Yeah. It's like waking up here and it's like Storm Ewan and you're hungover.
Oh, I know,
it's like
is grey
fucking...
and miserable. It is.
But so now do you feel like when you are sort of, I guess have you always felt like there was this expectation for you to always be on?
Oh, yeah, I think everyone sort of has it. Well, I was listening to the one we did with Ruben K, and he was saying about, once you've done your show, once you've met everyone and had your selfie, your social battery is like, you just got to pick your battles, really.
Yeah.
And then I realise now I just can't have one. When Amy Winehouse says she can't stop, I can't have one.
Yeah.
So I just have to stop and then know, there's a time and a place.
Yeah.
I just don't feel as quick and I just don't feel as on.
I know. And when you started doing stand-up, I'm so curious about this because when I've basically never really drunk before a gig ever because my third gig, I had 4 large glasses of rosé before and I ended up throwing a glass of rosé on a man in the audience's face because he was heckling me. Were you there? Yeah, it was at the Paradise in Kensal Rise. When you were starting, did you ever like mix alcohol?
No, and I can hand on heart. I know like, I saw you on Chatty Man, you were pissed talking to Rihanna, but I never go on stage pissed because I think you got to respect the audience.
And it's hard. It's just hard. It's really hard to concentrate
and of course,
on
in your head,
stand-up.
you think you're the wittiest person ever and you're just a bore.
But when you started out, like I was listening to your Desert Island discs and you were talking, it was you were talking about how at the start you like did one gig and then you did another one the week later, and the first one was really good and the second one wasn't. So then you took a break because you like couldn't handle the.
Yeah. I was lured into a false sense of security, and then I went to this gig in Camden, and oh my God, they were just shouting abuse at me. And
No
then
way.
To be fair, I was on with this this man, avant-garde, and he came on and he said he had Princess Diana's head in a bag. I didn't put that on Desert Island Disc, and everyone gasped and was horrified. And then he did a Nazi salute, like
You are
Elon Musk,
joking.
yeah. And then opened the window and jumped out, and it was that one above a pub.
I know the one, yeah. And then you had to follow that.
And the man went, "Sorry about that abuse. We do not condone that here." Alan Carr. And I was like, oh, and then of course, second gig, I wasn't like now. I stuck to my jokes. These are my jokes. And now I would have probably riffed 5 minutes about.
100%. Where is he?
Who's that arsehole?
Yeah.
Hello? What have you doing down there? But I just started saying the atmosphere, which I'm not making excuses. There was other gigs where I was just shit.
Yeah, but
it was hard to follow that. And I went, I don't want this. Because I was just not eating. I was sick. The nerves. But now it is funny. I'm still nervous when I go on stage, but you channel the nerves, don't you?
You do, but
What was you like before Hammersmith? Because I know that was a big one for you.
I was actually really calm that day because I felt like the show, weirdly, I was like, just be calm and enjoy this moment because it might never happen again. But because when I was listening to you talk about your first gig, Tyler came with me to my first ever gig and I was like throwing up all day. Hadn't eaten a single thing, was like crying. I was like, I can't do this. And we got there was 2 people in the audience. It was like, I can't believe I spent the whole day crying and there are 2 people.
Those early ones are insane, aren't they?
I remember we did, but I did one, but they all would come with me all the time. These 2 have been my friends since we were really young. And we were in the back of a cupboard, like it was in Finsbury Park, the back of a pub, and it was in a broom cupboard. And it was like 2 comedians and then me and my friends in this cupboard. I was like, this is just so. But it was like those gigs I actually really enjoyed, and then sometimes miss them because you'd see the strangest comedy ever because the people before you would be doing fucking weird shit. Yeah. And then you'd be like, I don't know how to follow that with like normal bog standard jokes.
Yeah. You still do, but before you go on a tour, you still do the tiny ones to get it right. And I remember fantastic Susie Ruffle was supporting me and she, we were in this tiny little hall and she went, Alan, can I just say it's a real honour. I used to watch Friday Night Project and Chatty Man, and to think that I'm actually here. So I was like, oh, Susie, that's so lovely. And of course, we're in this tiny little hall and there was no toilet. The toilet was out the front. So I just had to piss in a cup behind a curtain and it was the loudest wee ever. And I was like, try not, I can't hear anything. I was like, you can. It was like my piss had your voice. It was loud. Is that Grace? Oh no, Alan pissing in a cup. No, it was one of those.
Sound exactly
and
the
I
same.
was like, oh my God, because it was just a curtain and the toilet was that, and I have to walk through the audience. Hello, hi, Alan. Yeah,
there's something incredibly humbling about forever about stand-up because you always have to do, even when you are you always have to go back and do like smaller shows to like rewrite material.
Well, you do, because look at the last time. It's like, when and listen, what an honour that people say, can we film your stand-up and put it out? But once it's out, and you go back to you go back down to the bottom of the mountain. I remember doing a gig and you haven't got any punchlines to drop it. The expectation is there. Oh, Alan, obviously not everyone loves me. People can't stand me, but there's people who do like me. Oh, I can't wait, Alan. And you were basically a beginner again.
Yeah.
And I did another gig in bloody Camden again.
I'm sorry for Camden.
I know they hate me in Camden. And I did the gig and I died on my ass. And when I said, I'm so sorry. I said, I've just got to finish it. Nothing was landing. As I walked off, my Post-it note with my jokes fell on the floor and stuck. And I had to come back on. I thought this symbolises the whole gig. And I had to peel my joke off the floor.
Oh, no.
And all that. And I was like, and then you go back and you write again. And if you see something got a slight smile, okay, let's do that. And then... it's just hard. And I know I'm itching to go back on stage, but I know I've got no...
Yeah, but I think I think that's like the coolest part about it, which is that you can't cheat it.
No.
You can't just sort of you know, you really do with every single show. That's what I'm about to have to do at some point this year, is start writing a new show, because I put everything that I had to say in the last show. So I need to go and have some crazy...
a difficult second album.
Yeah,
That's true.
And I
it's
have
true.
to go and have some... I have to live. I mean, I feel like every best anecdote I've ever had, every sort of funny thought and observation I've had in the last few years went into that show. And now I need to go and start again, which feels really scary.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know if I'll ever have enough.
We got to trust the process. I know it's wanky, but it is true. I mean, I've had how many shows that I've done a show every 3 years, and you just go, I have got nothing more to say. And then you write something, oh, that's funny. Da, 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 and then before you know it, yeah, you're being booed off in Camden.
Before you know it, you're crawling back on stage, getting your post-it
And
notes.
I'm like, I'll be taking this joke. But you still get it. But you have to have, do you know what? And you can't just do to all your fans and stuff. You've got to do one of those mixed nights, or you end up just being shit. Because I want, you know, I want to go on the stage if there's like a fundraiser or a charity gig. I don't want to be the crap one on there. Oh, we've done a bit of telly coming back. I want everyone to go, well, he's good. I want to give everyone a run for their money.
100%. I
don't want the rest of the people going, we'll go after Alan. He's shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What's your like favorite ever drink? If you were going to have a cocktail named after you, what would it be?
Oh, well, I have got a cocktail named after me.
What is it?
There's this lovely restaurant on Beak Street called Mountain.
Oh my God, you've got a cocktail named after you at Mountain?
1 minute you're saying I'm iconic, and then
I've never been to Mountain. I don't eat meat apart from till recently, so I will go.
Okay, all right. It's got the best penny pasta. Only popped in for some cornflakes and a wank. No, I went to Mountain. It's delicious food, and I'm at the bar having a drink, and this man goes, I said, what's that cocktail? Oh, it's a brand new cocktail. I went, oh, okay. He went, do you want to try it? I went, oh, that's lovely, that. Gorgeous. He went, I'm going to name it after you. I went, oh, like that. And then my friend went back there because the food was so nice. Bloody Alan.
You're joking.
Not Bloody Mary, Bloody Alan.
What is it? Is it a Bloody Mary? What is the cocktail?
I think it's got tequila, a bit of mezcal in, because I love that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was really good. I'd be really pissed off if it was like, what the hell? It's a Bloody Alan. It's got bleach, toilet duck.
Anti-back.
Yeah. TCP.
Aloe vera, yeah.
It's lovely. No, so yeah, Bloody Alan. And I haven't had time to go back there. But how cool is that?
That's the coolest thing ever.
Bloody Alan too, on the rocks.
Right, well, we'll get an invite from Mountain as soon as this podcast.
Well, you got to go. And I'm not just saying it. The
I
food
really
is
have
lovely.
wanted to go for ages, and now that I eat more meat, I feel like I'll
yeah, because
do...
you had didn't you had a bit of chicken?
I had a bit.
Had some chicken.
I did have chicken, yeah, and then I had a sausage on the weekend. Yeah, had a sausage,
my God.
and duck, yeah. Tyler's
God, that's
so
quite a steep trajectory.
No, I know. I mean, it's honestly the gateway
What
drug.
today?
Is
Foie
chicken.
gras?
Yeah.
Veal. Oh, God.
Who would be your dream +1 to take to a party?
Who would be my dream? It has to be one of a celebrity.
It doesn't have to be.
Who's a good +1?
Yeah, the key to having...
Well, it probably would be Amanda, because she's fun. She's got the same sense of humour as me, and we do like, but you know, I know I'm saying, but she's so super professional, you know what I mean? It's going back to Rihanna, you know, and when we're doing questions for Rihanna on Chatty Man, we're going, ask about all her partying, and she's always staggering. But you know, her work ethic, she can't. I thought, wait a minute, she's got an album out every year. She got that beauty range. She ain't no fucking tramp sitting on a park bench.
Yeah, no, I know.
And I was saying, you know, people like a drink get a bad name.
Also, you
can have a drink.
Yeah, but also this is the thing that like annoys me about like the sort of like online girl bosses, like all these influencers that I follow who sort of say that you have to like get up at 5:30 every day and like go to the gym, and you can be really fun and be really successful at the same time.
Yeah, you can have a drink.
Yeah.
It's not like, and also, I mean, the trouble with me is everyone's got a fucking camera now. Listen, I don't like going to private members. I like an old man's pub. I like a jukebox.
Yeah.
I like that. So I do get a rep because everyone's got a fucking camera phone and I'm like doing the Macarena. You know what I mean? I'm slut dropping with the barman. Oh, friends are worried about troubled Alan. And then I could be in like a fucking private members bar getting off my head till 3 a.m.
And
But
no one would know.
I love a meat raffle.
Yeah.
Is that a crime? But you know, it's funny. There is that stigmatism. Was it stigmatism?
Stigma. But
And
you
I've
have
got-
a stigmatism.
I do have a
Yeah, you have a
stigmatism. My eyes
stigmatism.
like a fucking
You've got a
rugby.
stigma and you've got a stigmatism.
I've got a stigma. Yeah,
And
there
you're
is a
stigmatized.
Yes.
Yeah, but there is a stigma of being like, I definitely feel that way. Sometimes I'm like, I don't, even in my stand-up, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't talk about like partying too much in case people think I'm like a drug addict, but it's like, it's not that deep.
No.
Yeah, well, we'll just, bring it all back. Yeah, I just think people should be allowed to, within reason, as long as they're not harming other people, like have
That's
fun.
right. We have to put that in. Yes.
Yeah, don't harm others. But
Please drink responsibly.
So Amanda Holden, Dream Plus One.
Yeah.
That's fun. And you guys would get like drunk together.
Yeah,
that's
well,
fun.
not fucking cray, but giggling up because you know what I mean. It was crazy hours. We were up like dead early, and then she does heart radio
while you were in filming in Spain.
Yeah.
Wow.
So she was doing
See,
that as
exactly.
well. So I mean, she is the ultimate, girl boss.
Girl boss,
Yes,
yeah.
She's brilliant.
Love that.
I love her.
Love
and she's
that.
such a laugh.
Yeah. Oh my god, I can't wait.
And she's louder than me.
Louder than me?
Anyway, next question. No one's louder than me.
I just so can't hear it. That's the thing. I've got astigmatism in my ear.
Yeah.
I've got astigmatism. I can't hear it.
Do you reckon maybe your own ears have closed up?
Yeah,
'cause of it?
maybe.
They've rebelled.
Is it loud now? Am I loud
Your
now?
ears have gone, fuck this.
I don't. This is why I get asked when we were in Paris. I was saying this, I think, on your podcast when we were in Paris a few weeks ago, me and my friend. Everywhere we go, people would ask me to stop speaking so loudly. And I was really confused.
There was a woman in Canada who was friends of a friend, and she wasn't as she to be fair, she was louder than you, but she was like this, and it did make me on edge. Alan, you've got to go to Toronto. And I'm like, and I tried to do that bit where you whisper to see if she could.
And it makes you go the other way, I think. When people start whispering around me, I can't hear them.
I must go to Toronto, trying to lure her. Calm, la la la, softer. No.
What is your if you want to leave a party, what would be your excuse?
Oh, my house alarm's gone off. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Oh, my house alarm's gone off.
That's a really good one.
Because, I haven't got a house alarm. But it's like, if there's any burglars listening.
Yeah. Any burglars and anyone you use this line on now forevermore.
Shit! No, but actually, I'm getting a house alarm fitted later today.
Yeah, and it's going to be a really troublesome house
really
alarm.
as loud
it's
as
really
your
sensitive.
voice.
Yeah, really sensitive house alarm. A gust of wind sets it off.
Lasers
I've got to
shit.
go, yeah.
Lasers, a net that
A
comes
squirrel.
down. So, yeah, and someone told me that, and that's quite a good one.
That's a really good one.
Because it's just enough drama to get you out the door.
Also, it's like, we must go now.
Yes.
You have to go straight away. There's a burglar in your house. Yeah.
You see, because pretending someone or getting a friend to phone up, that's always a bit eggy because you get someone who can't act.
Yeah.
Oh no, I've fallen over, and then you need a proper. Your house alarms. Oh my God.
No, that's a really good one.
Could be a burglar, could be a squirrel. I need to go now.
Have to go.
I've got to go.
Well, thank you, Alan Carr. You've been an amazing guest on the podcast.
Thank you for having me on.
And you can use your excuse to leave now if you want to.
Oh my God, my house alarm's gone off.
I love it. He's just psychic. Like, oh my
Bye,
God.
bitch.
I can sense it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.